Welcome back as we bring our journey through Galatians to a conclusion. Thanks for taking this journey with us. Last week I was telling you about how the week before Emmy and I had travelled up to Maryborough, and on our return we went to a resort at Maroochydore. I didn't have time to give expression to the whole story, and so this week I wanted to tell you about the night that we spent in this beautiful resort at Maroochydore, and it was just picture perfect. The morning that we spent there, the sky was cloudless and pristine, and the facilities were beautiful, and the meals were wonderful, and it was just a fabulous night. And there were moments where you'd feel like, I just wish I could stay in this place. But of course, we all have had times like that, and we all recognize that that's not where we live. That's not the way we live our lives. And in fact, if that was all there was to life, we would probably get fairly bored of it pretty quickly. It is wonderful because of the contrast there is to our regular existence. But it is in the everyday world that what it means to be a person of faith has significance. If our faith doesn't work each and every day, it is somewhat meaningless. And if faith for us is about those moments that we get to retreat away and to be Christians, or to be in worship, it really is a hollow experience. The wonder of being at a resort is wonderful because of the chance to get away and be refreshed, so that we can go on living our lives. But faith is not about those disconnected moments. Faith is about living out our life in the everyday world. And in this final chapter of Galatians, Paul gives 3 clues to what it means to really live the richness of life. First, he says, don't think something of yourself when you are nothing. And he really is saying, don't try and find ways of affirming your life that are meaningless. Because he goes on to say, take pride in the parts of you that are you, without comparison to somebody else. Be happy in who you are, is his first bit of advice. The second thing that he says in this chapter is to not try and satisfy the sinful nature, but give our lives over to the Spirit. And there's a lot of discussion in the 5th chapter about the sinful nature. In truth, the sinful nature is that part of us that is desperate for affirmation and is always seeking to stroke the ego and affirm our own gathered sense of who we are. And Paul, as we reflected in Galatians 2:20 a few weeks ago, Paul's done with that. But to keep going back to that, to try and find ourselves in that place, is to lose sight of the wonder of the gospel. We are called to live lives of the Spirit, to be free of the sinful nature, and to live our lives focused on that which is most important, being transformed in the image of Christ so that we might love like Him. And to be filled with the Holy Spirit empowers us to be free of the sinful nature. And his final word in this chapter is to say, this whole discussion about trying to follow the law and trying to tell you guys to not listen to people that tell you that the law is important. I need to affirm, he's saying, that the ways of the law are meaningless. What's meaningful is the new creation. You are to be a new creation. And that is the wonder of our Christian lives, that we are in fact a new creation, centered on a different principle, focused on a different journey, headed towards a different destination. And all of those things that I just mentioned are defined by the idea of love. So thank you for the time that you've spent with me in Galatians. This is not the end of our video journey together. We'll be starting on a new topic next week, if you can stay with us, and we will find some wonderful things there as well. But this draws to a conclusion the focus on Galatians that really has been about the discovery that My life is not intended to be lived out seeking to satisfy myself. My life is to be lived out in love towards God and towards others, and in such a place I find the richness, the wonder, and the joy of life. So thank you.